is that, man, oh man, it doesn't even have to be father and son or mother and daughter or generations. It can just even simply be us in our own lives. How often is it that we fall into the exact same trap again and again? We do the exact same thing, like we follow the same script again and again, where we trade in what we know is true. We trade in what we know is good for something that we actually know is less good, is less true. In fact, we see this with the story of Jacob and Esau, right? So Esau is the man of the field. He goes out and he gets a lot of venison. And his dad loves him because he brings home game. And Jacob is the quieter one, the kind of the more homebody. And his mom loves him. Rebecca had also received that word that the younger Jacob would be the greater. But here's this classic scene where Esau's coming in from the field and Jacob is making some porridge. Basically, it's a bowl of beans. This is lentil soup, essentially. Red stuff, red porridge, lentil porridge. And Esau is willing to trade away his birthright and his inheritance, that as the eldest son, he would get the lion's share of all of his father's property and his father's inheritance. And he trades it in for a bowl of beans. I mean, think about this. And we think, how dumb is this? But have you ever been in that place where you're so hungry, you're like, can't think of anything other than what's right in front of me? How many times have we been in the midst of temptation? We've been in the midst of temptation. We can't think of anything except what's right in front of us. And we know, God, in saying yes to anything other than you, in saying no to you and yes to anything other than you, I am trading in the inheritance that you've given to me. You set me apart for heaven itself for something less than you, something less than heaven. But I don't want to think about that because I'm looking at the thing right in front of me. This is the mystery of the broken human heart, the mystery of the broken human condition, whether that be generational, Abraham and Isaac, or whether that be in someone like Esau and in ourselves. Let's not also forget, as a last thing, the deception in some ways, the manipulation, we'll say, not deception yet, that's tomorrow, the manipulation of Jacob, my goodness. We have the desperation of Esau, right? He's willing to trade in his birthright for a bowl of beans, lentil soup, some red stuff. But also you have Jacob, who's the grasper, right? He's the one who's reaching above himself, beyond himself, who's willing to trade beans for a birthright when he knows that Esau is just doing this because he's being impetuous. There's some manipulation. There's brokenness in all of us, both on the receiving end and on the giving end. And so once again, we come back to this need we have for God's grace, this need we have. It's so easy. It's so easy to be outside of temptation and say, that's dumb. I can't believe anyone would ever do this. And it's another thing to be faced with temptation and be in that place that is just like, man, I'm desperate right now. I am willing to trade in the most important thing in my life, my deepest identity, my inheritance, my sonship or daughterhood with the Father for anything other than this. And that's why we need God's grace so much. We need to be reminded of our ancestors as well. And when we see their weakness, they're like a mirror, and they reveal to us our own brokenness and our own weakness so that we can be more prepared to rise up in God's grace and face a new day. Speaking of facing a new day, I am praying for you this new day and hoping that you're praying for me. Please keep praying for each other because that is going to make this journey so much better. So one day at a time with the Lord. If you are interested in getting updates, just text the word Catholic Bible to the number 33777. If you have not yet downloaded your copy of the reading plan, just go to ascensionpress.com/Bible in a year, and you'll be able to find it, download it, and save it forever. My name is Father Mike Schmitz, and I am praying for you. God bless. See you tomorrow.